imagine this. You're watching a game show, right? Flashing lights, prizes, those awful whammy things stopping people winning.
Standard stuff.
And then one contestant just starts winning again and again, like in a way that seems impossible.
You're talking about Press Your Luck.
Exactly. And the film about that whole saga, The Luckiest Man in America, that's what we're diving into today.
Right, the Michael Larson story. It's actually kind of legendary in game show circles. Happened way back in the 80s, maybe even wilder than some of the UK scandals people remember.
Yeah, and we're basing this on a review that came out of the Glasgow Film Festival. It sets Larson up as this, well, awkward figure, maybe a bit eccentric.
That's how he seemed, yeah.
And yet he pulls off what the review calls an unprecedented winning streak.
Which is the big question, isn't it? How? On a board that's supposed to be totally random.
It wasn't just unprecedented. The review straight up calls it a cheating disaster.
Cost the network a fortune back then. Like over $100,000, which was huge money for a game show payout in the 80s.
A record, yeah. So that's our mission for this deep dive. Use this film review to sort of unpack the movie's take. What does it show us about Larson, the game, the scandal, and even what TV production was like back then?
Okay, sounds good. The review really flags Larson's run on the show as the absolute core of the film.
Makes sense.
But what sounds interesting is that it's not just his story. The reviewer says it's told more like an ensemble piece.
Oh, okay. So we see other perspectives, too.
Yeah, apparently that works really well. You get everyone else's reaction as Larson just keeps hitting the right squares, the host, the producers. Everyone starts feeling the tension. You can feel this, like, growing sense of what is going on here.
It's not just the guy playing the game. It's the whole system reacting.
Exactly. And the film's apparently quite tightly paced, just 90 minutes.
Good length.
The reviewer notes this pacing really highlights the contrast, you know, between the flashy, colorful game show set.
All lights and sounds and cheering.
And the absolute panic breaking out in the control room just behind the wall.
That peek behind the curtain sounds great, seeing how TV actually got made in the 80s.
Yeah, the review mentions these shots, like going down these boring office hallways and then suddenly, bam, you're on the bright, loud set. It visually captures that split reality during the whole fiasco.
And for anyone who remembers the 80s.
Oh, yeah. The review promises that cozy glow of nostalgia. Fuzzy graphics, huge glasses.
Please tell me there's questionable fashion.
Apparently, yes. Some truly memorable choices, it seems.
Okay. But nostalgia aside, it sounds like the performances are key. Paul Walter Hauser plays Larson.
And the reviewer seems really impressed. They actually watched old footage of the real Michael Larson.
Oh, cool.
And said Hauser just nailed his voice and mannerisms.
Yeah.
So Hauser's version of Larson sounds complex. Sort of nervous, saying weird things, dressed oddly. Apparently looked like he was living out of his truck.
Gives him a kind of vulnerability.
Yeah, a flawed humanity. Which always makes these true story characters compelling, doesn't it? You sort of, feel for the guy a bit.
But there's a catch, right? The review brings this up.
Right. A really important point. This probably wasn't Larson's first questionable scheme. The reviewer actually wonders if the film gives us maybe a sanitized version of the real person.
That's interesting. So it complicates things. He's not just the underdog who got lucky, or even just clever.
Exactly. It makes you question the narrative a bit. Why might the filmmakers present him that way? Maybe the full truth was, well, messier.
It definitely adds a layer. So you feel sympathy, but you're also thinking, hang on.
Yeah. And then there's the host, Peter Tomarken. Walton Goggins plays him.
Oh, great actor.
Apparently he captures that smooth, kind of cheesy 80s TV host persona perfectly.
The hair, the smile.
All of it. But Goggins also shows the stress building as it all goes wrong. He's trying to keep the show going while getting panicked instructions in his earpiece.
I can picture that. Juggling the on-air persona with the off-air chaos.
And you see the chaos in the control room, too, with the executives. David Strathairn plays one called Bill. The reviewer describes him as the kind of guy who'd sell his mother if it meant good television. Schmoozing the bosses, blaming his team.
The classic TV exec stereotype, maybe?
Sort of seems that way. And then Shamir Anderson plays another exec, Chuck, who's maybe the one trying to actually figure it out.
Like, who is this guy, this ice cream truck driver? How is he doing this?
Yeah. Which brings us back to the central question. Could he actually be cheating on a board that's meant to be random?
That's the $100K cheating disaster right there. How did he crack it?
And the film uses this specific incident, to talk about bigger ideas. The review mentions the American dream quite a bit.
Ah, okay. The idea of the little guy striking it rich against the odds.
Larson kind of looks like that, right, on the surface. The
Yeah.
ordinary guy making an impossible win.
Yeah, you could see him fitting that mold.
But, and this is a big but from the reviewer, they feel the film fails to acknowledge that, like the show itself, the dream is more than a little bit rigged.
Whoa. Okay, unpack that.
Yeah. Well, Larson found a pattern, a flaw, in a system presented as random chance.
Right. The game board wasn't truly random.
So the reviewer is suggesting the film hints, maybe, that the American dream isn't purely about luck or hard work either. That maybe that larger system also has hidden structures, biases, things that mean it's not a level playing field, not entirely random.
That's quite a comparison. Finding the pattern in the game is like finding the pattern or loophole in the larger system of success.
Kind of feels like that's the implication the reviewer picked up on. They even point out that there isn't really one single character you're supposed to wholeheartedly root for. Everyone's a bit compromised.
Makes it sound less like a simple triumph story and more complex.
Yeah.
Darker, maybe?
Yeah, like a mix of a fun historical caper, look back at 80s TV culture, but with this layer of social commentary underneath.
It does sound fascinating. The review seems pretty positive overall, especially on the story and the acting.
Seems like it. They call it a little slice of American nostalgia laced with something entirely more sinister, worth looking out for.
Okay, so let's recap what we've gleaned from this review of The Luckiest Man in America.
Right. So at its heart, it's this incredible true story of Michael Larson beating the system on Press Your Luck.
And the film seems to capture that 80s game show feel, that nostalgia, but mixes it with real tension, showing both the bright lights of the studio.
And the sheer panic going on behind the scenes in the control room, that contrast sounds really effective.
And the performances got a big thumbs up from the reviewer, Paul Walter Hauser as Larson.
Yeah, capturing his weirdness and vulnerability, but with that caveat that it might be a slightly sanitized version of the real guy.
Then Walton Goggins as the increasingly stressed host, and Strathairn and Anderson as the executives trying to manage the meltdown.
It really paints Larson as this complex figure, part vulnerable underdog, part calculated operator.
Definitely makes you think, doesn't it? About ambition, taking risks, and about how systems work. Or maybe how they don't work the way they seem to.
Especially systems that are presented as being all about luck or random chance. Are they ever truly random?
And that final thought from the reviewer really sticks with you. Larson found the hidden pattern in the supposedly random game board to win big.
Right.
And the film, through that lens, asks, is the American dream itself maybe like that game board, also more than a little bit rigged?
It's a provocative question. Makes you wonder about the patterns and rules seen and unseen in the systems all around us, doesn't it? Something to chew on.